everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today I want to talk all about coats and jackets. So if you've been following along with the channel, you know that we just finished up a module with the sewing workshop, which, by the way, both the pattern, but if you wanted to buy all the patterns I used for that, which there were 5 different patterns. Hold on, Gidget's joining us. Gidget says, hello. Oh, maybe not. Okay, sorry. You just want to like, okay. Hi. 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 Okay, my little buddy. So just a reminder, I used 5 patterns for that, and they're packaged them in a bundle so you could get all 5 patterns for 20% off if you bought them all, if you wanted all 5. They have that option available. I'll leave a link down to that below, and they've offered us 30% off their fabric right now until the 30th of September, which is, oh, well, I'm filming this on Monday. It's a week from today. It's the day after my kid's birthday. So till the end of September, they're offering that 30% off coupon. So don't forget to do that. But as we are entering this transitional period, I've done a couple of modules for this transition period, but I had shared with you earlier, 1 or 2 weeks ago, 10 Pinterest inspiration looks and the patterns to go with them. And I kind of thought, this video is kind of 2-part, that it would be fun, number 1, for me to actually sew through those looks. Now, a lot of those pieces of those looks I already own, but I thought sewing through those inspiration looks and then at the end kind of showing how that still fits into my module idea, probably multiple modules, would probably be, 2 or 3 for the fall going into winter time, but I think I'm going to kind of do that going forward and incorporating some sew-alongs as we go into that. So I have a lot of sewing, number 1, for things for that, for the inspiration pieces, a couple of jackets, a coat and jacket that I kind of wanted to make for that. And also I have 3 people in my life that have requested coats and or jackets that I'm going to be sewing up this fall and winter as well. So I have 5 here. 5 different plans for coats and jackets. Again, this will be, I wanted to share all this with you, number 1, to get your opinion on a couple of patterns, and number 2, this will probably take me all, well into the winter to make all 5 of these. I usually don't do coats back to back. I need a little bit of, or jackets, I need a little bit of a breather, a couple of palette cleansers in there as well. So I'm probably going to get started here soon on at least a couple of these, and then eventually have all 5 of these done by the time we're into the deep of winter. So that's the plan. So all of this will take me a couple of months, 2-3 months, maybe even into February. So I'm not going to be sewing these overnight. But okay, so these are my plans for coat and jacket sewing for the fall and winter. So number 1, and this one is pretty much a slam dunk, and this is going to be for one of my inspiration outfits. So I'll be making this one probably a little bit sooner rather than later. But this one is McCall's 8011. I love this jacket. And I'm actually thinking one of the inspiration looks that I had shown you was kind of a wide leg pant with kind of a cropped jacket, a looser cropped jacket. And so I'm kind of thinking that I might want to do the cropped view A in this, and I kind of want to see what that does lengthwise, how much shorter that is than view B, because view B is hitting her like high hip, so I like the idea of this hitting me more at my natural waist, which is I have a very high waist. I have a very short torso, but a very high waist as well in proportion, which could be a teeny tiny little jacket. So maybe not right, maybe a little lower than my natural waist, but something that I could wear with high-waisted trousers, high-waisted skirts, and that kind of thing to be kind of fun, but a little different than like a moto jacket. So yes, so this is the pattern, and again, it's McCall's 8011, and it's one of their newer ones. And I'm thinking 2 options of fabric for this one. The first one is this men's leather jacket that I showed you in my thrifting haul. And I think I could get a coat for myself out of this. Even though this has, pockets and all that kind of stuff, I still think I could get pretty easily a coat for myself out of this. So I'm going to actually just kind of take this coat apart and go from there and use it as pieces, basically. This leather is gorgeous. And I think I might, because this is a pretty long and a pretty big men's coat, I might even have a little bit extra for a matching belt bag. So again, I'm just going to take this coat apart and then see what I can fit onto it. See if I can get a whole jacket out of it or what I can do with all of this leather. So that is one option for this jacket. Or I just made a pair of wide leg culottes out of this actually Pendleton wool. I'm going to hold that up so you can see. It's a very subtle pattern. Focus camera. There we go. It's got a little bit of black, gray, brown in it. And then it's got kind of a little bit more noticeable check. And then teeny tiny. Anyway, I have enough, I think, for the crop jacket of this. So I also like the idea of doing one in kind of a men's inspired plaid. I think that would be really pretty too. And again, it's a suiting weight wool. And I don't think that this comes with a lining. Yeah, it's unlined. So I would maybe, because it's wool, and even for the leather jacket, I'm probably going to draft a lining because I'm going to need a lining, obviously, for leather as well. But anyway, I thought this would be a fun sew along at some point this winter to do this one. I've had a lot of requests for showing how to sew with leather, so I probably, if I can get this jacket out of the leather, I'll probably go with the leather. But I can also show you guys how to draft a lining where there isn't one. It's not hard at all. And I thought that might be kind of fun thing to do as well. So that is an idea one for a sew along. And I think that I have decided to do a third day, and it'll fall one of the days on the weekend. I haven't really decided which one yet, Saturday or Sunday, and have it just kind of be like a sew along day. So if you're interested in sewing along, I'll have tutorials and stuff attached with those. You can follow along on the weekend and then keep my Tuesday and Friday videos kind of like what I've been doing here recently. So anyway, that is idea one of a jacket to do. All right, number two, I was gifted this fabric by Minerva Crafts to make a coat. So I want you guys to help me decide what to make with it. It is this gorgeous wool, and it's heavier. I mean, this is a coating weight wool. It has like a nice, and I'm trying to remember if it's 100% wool or if it's got, it might be a blend, but it's almost like a wool flannel. Like it's definitely got a brush side, but it's two-sided. So you've got the houndstooth, or dog's tooth, depending on where you live, and it's in these browns and tans on one side, and then on the other side, it's this check. Is that not gorgeous? And it's in the chocolates and the camels that I'm working with right now for my fall and winter clothing. So I've already got a lot of pieces this will go with. I have 5 yards of this. I have a lot of this fabric. And so I want to utilize all of it, and I'm thinking a long overcoat. Because again, one of the inspiration ideas that I had penned was kind of a longer overcoat where it had the belt bag over it. And again, if I have enough of that leather there on the floor, I'd like to make a belt bag out of that. Or I also have a leather skirt that I could use to make a belt bag that would also go with this wool really well. It just feels wonderful. It definitely has a nap. And again, it's a check on one side, but I want to utilize both parts. I mean, it's double-sided. You have to utilize both parts. Again, it definitely has a nap, so I am going to have to take that into consideration. And it has a large check on one side, so that's going to, with pattern matching and stuff, I'll have to take that into consideration as well. So, 5 yards may not go as long, well, it won't go as long as if it were a solid fabric. But I had a couple of ideas for this. Okay, I also have a lot of patterns that I've pulled. All right, first one was Vogue 1650, which is their new trench coat pattern, and it is the Guy Laroche trench coat pattern. And I love this, and I want to make this up. However, sorry, and you're getting a glare from my cover. I could definitely play around with the other side of the fabric on this, there's the line drawings, maybe, because it's got the flap and it's got areas where you could definitely play with a contrasting fabric, but I also just really love this in a solid, and so I can't decide if I want to do this in a plaid or not. So that's the one thing that's holding me up about this pattern is, oh my gosh, all these page protectors. I'm going to have a pattern avalanche here. That's what's holding me up about this pattern is I do really like this, but I'm wondering if a solid wool would be better and if I get more wear out of it. I don't know if maybe the details would stand out a little bit more Although if you're using, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Some other options for this fabric are, hold on, I've got options pulled for myself and for my sister, so. This Vogue, and this one's out of print now, but it's 8841, and it's got this gorgeous option for a fur collar, which I actually have some vintage fur collars that I wanted to play around with at some point. But even just the regular trench coat style of the jacket is pretty fantastic. I mean, it's a long, here, I'll show you the line drawings on the back. Focus. So, I mean, it's a long, very basic tailored coat. So I think that that one is pretty beautiful. And I actually got this with a class from Craftsy, I think. And it is out of print. Another one I was thinking as a possibility for this coat was this Simplicity 8797, which I think was meant, you know, the whole teddy bear coat thing that was big last year, which I'm assuming is still big. But I have it in the line drawings here in a plaid right there on the side, and I really like that. But I think, oh no, this is a lined coat. So it's a little looser. It's not as tailored because the only shaping it's got is it does have in the back, focus, it's got like a little button band there to kind of cinch in the back. So this one's not nearly as tailored, which might be okay, but I could play around on the cuffs of this, maybe, with the contrast. Or maybe she just has it folded back, but that would be cool if you had a facing on the sleeve that you could then fold it back and then it would see the contrast and then maybe do the lapels in the contrasting. So that's an option. So that's Simplicity 8797. And then this one I had pulled both for my sister and, wait, nope, sorry. Also this pattern, and I think this one came with a class as well. This is Vogue 9040, and it is more of a full skirted pattern. And it uses, I mean, I would definitely, I don't know, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking no for the plaid. Okay, disregard that one for that one. So really it's between those three. The Vogue, the two Vogues, and the Simplicity. So the trench coat, the overcoat, or the Simplicity jacket as well. So that again is for this wool fabric, and I don't, that has the two sides, and I really want to use the two sides. So let me know what you guys think about the best way to utilize both sides of this fabric, because it's just beautiful. And I've got a lot of it and it's heavy. All right, next up is my sister. I also don't have lining for that fabric yet. So I talked a lot about how my sister wants a camel coat, and I've got a couple of options that I've pulled here for her, and I want her to take a look at. She wants something more tailored. She loves a popped collar. She sent me some pictures, but I'm gonna let her look at these patterns to decide. But this is the fabric, we've had this forever. I got this at Fabric Mart forever ago, but it's this camel colored, very traditional, like Melton basically. But on one side, it almost has like a hatched texture. Let me see if you can, hold on. This is a Melton. It's very heavy. It's a substantial fabric. But it's got, if you can see maybe, a very subtle cross hatch, almost like a basket weave look on one side that's really gorgeous. So it just gives a little bit of texture. Or you could do, the other side's just a regular looking Melton. I have no idea how many yards I have of this. I may just 3 maybe when I ordered it, but again, it's a solid, so I'm not too worried about that. And then recently at Fabric Mart, I bought some silk, it's tie silk, jacquard, in this kind of a sagey green color, and it's got like these little boxes that I think are black. But I just thought that was such a fun lining fabric, and it's silk, so it's slick. And it's got some heft to it to help for that, the support that's going to be needed for this coat. But those are the fabrics. So she wants a camel coat. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. And these were the 3 things that I have pulled. Number 1, I pulled, it's a Lisette pattern, but it's Butterick 6385. And I think she would be interested in this version here because again, she loves a popped collar. I mean, that's her a lot. So I had this option I'm gonna show to her. I have this option for Vogue 9157. I would think she would probably want one of the longer versions, either view B, well, B has a fold down collar. Probably view C, she would probably be most interested in, which is this one right here. Or I bought this pattern because it looks just like a Ted Baker jacket that I pulled a long time ago, and I loved it in camel. But version A on that, it looks just like the designer jacket that I pulled out of a Vogue magazine, I think, a while ago. I have a picture of it up on my bulletin board. I don't know if she's going to go for that one, though, just because I think she wants buttons. Although this coat does come with buttons. It has U, B, and C that also have the buttons. So I am going to show this one to her to see. But those are the three I kind of pulled for her. And again, whichever, these are all commercial patterns, so whichever one she decides, as well as the plaid coat, I could do a sew along for that too. But these are all commercial patterns, so I could do a sew along for one or both of these pretty easily. So that's what I have planned for my sister. For another woman of my life that I love, my mother, she has asked for a black blazer. And I've already done a muslin for her, and we're doing the Jessica blazer. And, sorry, this fabric still has its tissue paper in it. Hold on. Noisy. She wanted a nice classic black blazer. She sent me some designer pictures that she really liked, and so, I mean, but it's literally a very classic black blazer. This is going to be hard to see. This is a really thick, like a double wool crepe. It's got a little bit, I mean, not really stretch, I wouldn't say, but it is a thick and heavy double wool crepe in black, so it's got a little bit of a texture because it's a wool crepe. It's made in Italy, right there on the selvage. But I got this at Emma One Sock for her, and again, the only adjustments I had to make to the Jessica blazer is we are adding a little bit of width in the upper back for her, like 3/8 of an inch or something. I literally just, on the muslin, I just cut up that center back seam until she was comfortable, and then we measured, and I made a note, and I'm shortening the sleeves by like 1/2 of an inch, I think, and that's it for her. She's usually pretty easy to fit. But I'm making her the Jessica blazer in this black double crepe. And then she just wanted plain old black lining. And so again, also at Emma One Sock, I'll link this if they still have it. I don't know. She goes through stock pretty quickly, and I've had this for a while. Sorry, tissue paper. This has been folded up since it arrived quite a while ago. But it's this very nice, beefy Bimberg rayon, also in black. And this one came in a double width. So this is like 60 inches wide, which normally Bimberg comes, I mean, lining fabric a lot of times just comes 45-inch width, but this is a much thicker Bimberg than I have ever used before. So I think this is going to be great for this jacket, and I need to wash the lining. This I will just have pre-shrunk. But yes, so a black Jessica blazer for my mother. Unfortunately, I can't do a sew along on that because independent patterns, I don't want to step on anyone's toes, so I really only do sew alongs with the commercial patterns. But the final one for the third lady in my life that I love dearly, my daughter. I'm going to make her, and this will probably be the last one I make, only because she's not going to need this until spring, but she is in need of a transitional jacket. So this was gifted to me by Minerva Crafts, and I will do a blog post for them, but this is soft shell. Have you guys heard of this soft shell? It's slick on one side, so it's like a nylon on one side, and then it's a fleece on the inside. And I got this gorgeous, like, teal, I think it's called mint green, but it's almost like a teal color, like a grayed teal color. And I'm going to make the Kelly Anorak out of this. I have made that jacket for myself twice, but I'm going to make one for her. And I'm going to do the unlined version so that you get the full snuggle effect with this wonderful fleece lining. I haven't decided yet, I may underline the sleeves just so if she's got like a longer sleeve shirt on underneath it, you know, it's not pulling, it's easier to get on and off. but I'm definitely gonna leave the body unlined so that you get, again, the full snuggle factor of this. I'll leave the hood unlined, maybe do some neat bias binding or something on the seams. But yeah, I'm gonna make her a Kelly Anorak, and this color is gonna be amazing on her. I mean, if I could get this done as a Christmas gift for her, that would be amazing, but I'm not holding my breath on that. We'll see. I've got a lot to sew right down here. So anyway, those are the 5 coats / jackets that I have planned to make this fall and winter. So again, let me know for my plaid wool coat. I'm gonna let my sister pick her pattern for her coat, but for my plaid wool coat, help me pick which of those 3 patterns should I use. And again, I will be incorporating the things for myself into some posts on recreating looks from Pinterest. So I'll just be basically going through those 10 looks that I showed you guys and match the patterns to. A couple of them I've actually might be changing the patterns that I originally pointed out to you, just because as I was digging more into my own patterns, I found other things that might work a little bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna go through those, I think, outfit by outfit and recreate those, and then show them to you all, and then eventually put them all into a big module of really my fall winter wardrobe, basically. I mean, there's a few things that don't fall into that color family, you know, stuff that I worked on last year that are kind of their own color family, but yeah, the whole big shebang. So as I'm doing these inspiration posts, I will definitely be in the background thinking of how those go into modules so that they can all mix and match. Whew. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I've got a lot of fun stuff planned as we sew our way through the fall and winter. And again, some sew-alongs that probably won't be coming at you until mid-October. I need a new tripod for my camera so that I can get some overhead shots. I spoke with Brittany. I don't know if you guys follow Brittany J. Jones on YouTube. She's got a great YouTube channel. She does a ton of sew-alongs, and she's actually teaching now for the Sew It Academy, Mimi G's Sew It, and Norris Danta Ford's Sew It Academy. She's one of their teachers now. But I had asked her what tripod she uses for her overhead shots, and she gave me the link from Amazon. So as soon as I've saved up a little bit more money, I'm going to be purchasing that, hopefully to get some better shots for more overhead shots, which I think are a little bit more easier to follow and more beneficial for the sew-alongs. So my hope is like mid-October to start my 3 videos a week and to do some sew-alongs, and I have some ideas of some of these inspiration outfits I'm going to be recreating and some sew-alongs that we can do with those. And one of them is one of my ideas is doing a sew-along through an entire pattern. So it's one of the Simplicity, it's a Simplicity kimono style wrap top and dress. It has the pants and the skirt. I wanted to kind of recreate, I've already made the top and the skirt, but I love it so much. I want to make it again and do all 4 of the pieces. So I thought that would be a fun sew-along series as well. Huh. So that's all I have for you guys today. On Friday, I'm going to be showing you all my suit that I made for my very first Minerva Crafts blog post. It is amazing. It is the Jessica blazer and the Simplicity 8056 pants. I made it out of a crazy wacky fabric. I don't know that I will be wearing it as a suit ever, if, you know, definitely not very often, but if I ever do, but I love the 2 separate, and the fabric's real wacky, and I'm going to talk to you about that on Friday and show it all to you, and the inspiration, my designer inspiration for that suit. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye!